I much like get staffed up, that's a great kind of, like you might be, oh, I got to hire all these people. I have to do payroll. Do I give them benefits? You can outsource to a company like Get Staffed Up and very simply kind of get things done without like these massive obligations.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Candid Conversations. Today, we have our guest, Ian Almacy. Ian, he's the CEO and founder at Immigration Finder, a company that's founded in 2020 that focuses on lead generation and sales generation. Among other things, he's also a free dive instructor and a fellow climber. So wherever you are, give it up for Ian. And Ian, thank you very much for giving us your time for this meeting.
Yeah, absolutely, Joe. I'm really happy to be here. Had nothing but a good experience with Get Staffed Up.
Thank you for that. So I'd like to start by asking, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your practice?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one thing is we only work with immigration lawyers, which is, we just actually went to a meditation retreat and met an immigration lawyer, and he ended up becoming a client. And that was 3 years ago, almost. And then, but yeah, and that's kind of where this business has stemmed off from. And then, a little bit about me, as far as, I started this business kind of wanting the digital lifestyle, and then, that was kind of the goal. But then once we kind of found a niche in an industry we really enjoyed, that actually kind of became a separate passion of ours, because it was a very humanitarian place to work. And it was also just, the legal industry is very stressful. I don't really understand other parts of the legal industry as well as I understand immigration, but it's kind of gives us a chance to really work in a big win-win industry, because immigration, it's as long as the lawyer can make money, potentially if the case goes through, the potential immigrant can get their benefit. We make money because we work with those guys, and so it was one thing we really enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Well, so it's to my understanding that you started this business and you found a niche, and something that one of our co-founders likes to say is that niches bring riches. From your point of view as a business owner, what does it take to run a successful business?
One thing about running a successful business is, you definitely need to acquire clients, but you also need to retain them too. And then it's happy clients are way easier to manage. And there's something like, no matter how experienced you are owning a company, and this kind of goes for, people at any level. I have a mentor that's, liquid for hundreds of millions of dollars. And this whole concept kind of rings true is, you really don't need to be very skilled at anything to be good at customer service and communicating with people. And those are kind of the foundations. Is for the most part, like most of the businesses you run, the clients you have or the customers or, whatever you want to call them in that industry, they're not always going to be involved in the work. And they're a lot of the time going to base how good of a job you're doing. The work's important. I'm not saying it isn't, but they're going to base a lot of how good of a job you're doing on the amount of communication you're giving, and how quickly you get back to them, on how much you care. It's, you either care or you don't. It's kind of those things. So I'd say those are one of the big concepts. And then I think another part of running a successful business too is knowing when to say no. And I think especially when you're starting out, or even when you're a bigger company, you don't always want to say no to all these opportunities, but you kind of need to know, just like intuitively, hopefully you can get to the point where you can just kind of know what's really going to be beneficial for you and the people you're working with. Mm-hmm. And that's, I think those are some big foundations, is, just for one, like you always have to take care of people. So focus on kind of the social skills side of it. And I think another part of owning a business too, is you don't have to be good at everything too. It's, when you're starting out, it's just you're wearing every hat, you really have to, do everything. But, it's very easy to kind of hand off some of these things. And then I think part of it's just being honest with yourself too. It's, I remember I had an assistant in the past, and I gave her a task once, and I thought it would take 2 hours or so. I was working on an online course, and then she sent me the invoice. She was billing hourly. She had owned a company, and it took her 15 minutes. So there was just this task that took an eighth of the amount of time that I thought it would. I just kind of had to get honest with myself that, hey, maybe I'm actually not that great at things. And then, and not to put myself down, but, you just have to kind of find out like what your strengths are and do that, and kind of do what you do best, and then delegate the rest. But that can also be, it doesn't necessarily have to be like if you're starting out, you don't always have to get people that are you don't always have to get like the full-time employee or the perfect solution. It's just get something to come and take care of something. I mean, not halfway done, but just kind of make sure I much like get staffed up. That's a great kind of, like you might be, oh, I got to hire all these people. I have to do payroll. Do I give them benefits? You can outsource to a company like Get Staffed Up and very simply kind of get things done without like these massive obligations. And that can either be a milestone in building a business like that. It can be the business plan, outsourcing the whole time. And that's kind of one of the things, I think about running a business is just kind of understanding like kind of where your pitfalls are. And part of that's being honest with yourself and getting clear on what you really want out of the company.
Look how it is. It comes in it's very handy when you have all the process of your company already established up. So you only need the talent. So getting talented people in your team when you already have the processes cuts a lot of time in the whole let's get them trained, let's get the ball rolling into how it is right now. Considering you as an ally, and I hope that we can see a lot of you in the future. So thank you for your time, and please let people know where they can find you and what you got going on your life right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the website's immigrationfinder.com. So one thing about us is we actually have a full immigration sales team. So we actually sell cases for people. We used to be just a plain marketing agency, just kind of plain Jane. And then, we kind of got sick of just the whole, oh, these leads are no good and all this. And then we never wanted to not believe people, but we wanted to find out for ourselves. So we just kind of started doing that on our own. And then, we help with systems, operations, all those things. And we never really market for people until we make sure they have a proper system to sign people up. And apparently it's working. Our longest client's been with us close to 3 years. We have a number of other clients that are been with us a year plus, and I'm sure other ones will be. So feel free to check out immigrationfinder.com. We're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, all over the place. And then I always recommend Get Staffed Up too, because we have people, but we only do intake and everything. It's Get Staffed Up handles the whole gamut. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks so much, Joe. It's been great being on here. I'm happy we had the interview.
Thank you for your time, and we'll see you in the future. Ian, have a nice day.
Absolutely. Talk to you soon.